Hello and welcome back to the Dream Printing Podcast. I have a beautiful dream printed product right here. This is the Hupomone Living Planner by Amber Underwood. She is amazing. Her company is called Hupomone Living. We're going to put all the information down here about her business. But she made this planner inside of Print School, which is the program that I've created. If we haven't met before, I'm Polly Payne. I'm the CEO and founder of Horacio Printing. I've been making luxury paper products in this space for over 11 years. I've created planners and devotionals and journals, and I now teach other people how to create their beautiful products as well. Amber has such an incredible story. This is really a planner to help you with soul care, mental health issues. Trigger warning, we do talk about suicide in this episode, so you have been warned, but this is going to be such an incredible episode. I cannot wait for you to hear Amber's story and how really this came to be. So make sure you tune in. I'm about to jump into the interview. But before we jump into the interview, I want to make sure you know that you are invited to a 5-day Print Your Thing challenge. You can sign up and get access to this challenge, which is a great first step. If you have an idea that's been brewing in your mind and you want to get started, but you don't really know the ins and outs, the costs, the how to actually get this thing out of your head and into your hands, this 5-day challenge is going to be amazing for you. You can go right here to dreamprinting.co/challenge to take that challenge, or just head over to dreamprinting.co to learn all about Print School. All right. Enough of that. I can't wait for you to hear this interview with Amber. She's absolutely amazing. So let's dive in. Welcome, Amber, to the show. I am so excited you are here. Yay! And I just unboxed your beautiful planner. It's absolutely stunning. Hupomone, if I'm saying it right,
Yes,
Hupomone.
good.
Yeah, I've been working on it. Hupomone. Could have worked on it more, but that is an absolutely beautiful planner. And I want you to obviously introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Amber, and then also tell us about what this word is. I'll go ahead and read what it means, since I have it right here. It's a Greek word for patience, endurance, and perseverance. But how did you find this Greek word? And just tell us a little bit about you and this little dream of yours.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so before I do all that, I personally just want to honor you. I don't know if you know, but I've been rocking with you since these days. And then using the Dream Planner and now going through print school, I just want to give you your flowers and let you know that you are in your lane and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and we appreciate you. So there's that. Um, yeah.
Made me
So
cry.
my name is Amber, and I am the founder and CEO of Hupomone Living. Some people say Hupomone, some people say Hupomone. To me, it all just means the same thing, like tomato, potato. So
Yeah.
whatever floats your boat. But yes, I'm the founder of Hupomone Living. I also work a full-time job as a mental health therapist, and then I work part-time in the jail helping inmates and police officers work through things in the mind. And then after 5, on most days, if not every day, I am working on this baby, which I believe is my ultimate purpose and calling. And through the work that I do, I'm just called to bring people into their whole unified selves. And through that, the thing now is going to be the planner and just incorporating all the things that I've learned into that. How did Hupomone come to be? Yeah, I was a senior in high school, and my best friend, my grade school best friend, she passed away. And I could not understand her death because that was my first real experience with death and then thereafter grief. And so, in trying to understand it, after we celebrated her life, I just parked outside of her house and I was praying and I was screaming, just asking God for understanding. Because if I'm honest, to me, she was living the life, the ideal life. I felt like I should have been taken because I wasn't walking the way that I'm walking now then. And so as I was just behind the wheel praying, head down, and as my head was on the wheel, I heard look up. And so I looked up and then I looked over, and that word was on her car tag. Now I've never seen that word on her car tag. And I had just spent my birthday with her 2 months prior. And so I don't know if it's because I just never paid attention or if that was like a new word. I don't know, but I had never seen it. So I Googled it, and that's when I learned that it's patience, steadfastness, endurance. Well, none of it started making sense. Actually, it did not make sense to me. Like I had like, okay, cool, sure, this Greek word, I see what it means, but I'm still grieving, not really understanding what this is. But I'm just gonna hold on to this and tuck it away in my heart, and we'll just see how this thing comes full circle. So I ended up graduating, went to college. In my freshman year of college, I actually attempted suicide after an unknowingly struggle with grief, anxiety, because I'm also a middle child. I'm the kid that in the family that everybody calls on. So just bearing the weight of that, but then also dealing with these emotions that I did not know were emotions because they also grew up in a very different home and we didn't express our emotions. They just weren't a thing. Very different now. But so I just went to college, that happened. And then thereafter, my university required me to go to therapy. Well, I went to therapy, and the therapist that I was paired with did not understand me culturally. And
Mm.
so I left and I told God, I said, God, I know that your hand is in this. And at this point, I'm just having real experiences with God. Like before that, it was like I knew who he was. I was raised in church, but like I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And so after that experience, I was like, okay, God, like I'm still here. I need to heal. This space is not working for me. So I'm going to say yes because you told me this is not the end, but I need you to walk with me. And thereafter, he said, go pick up a journal and a pen. And from there, I just started journaling every day, all day. Looked up and realized I was getting my emotions out. I was piecing together where things started coming and started happening. And then I realized like I was actually being my own therapist. And so just thereafter, college for me, like I tell people all the time, college for me, I don't have this like, oh my God, I lived it up in college. College for me was a literal healing journey every single semester. Because even then after that, I went to college wanting to be a nurse. So I tell people all the time, what I'm doing today was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a traveling neonatal nurse.
Mm.
And I kept getting rejected from nursing schools, had well over the GPA, not fully understanding it. And he called me into social work. And I was very resistant because at the time I just heard horror stories about how they take people's kids and how
Mm.
they don't make any money and just all the things.
Mhm.
And he just kept saying, trust me, just trust me. And so in trusting him and saying yes, the more I said yes, the more doors started opening. So I would go abroad, ended up picking up a second language in my saying yes, because I interned and then lived in the Dominican Republic and Mexico all through saying yes to this calling. What I know now is not just a degree, it's my calling.
Mm.
So yeah, so in saying yes, my last semester of college, he was like, okay, I want you to go pull that word back out. And so I pulled it back out. And at this point, I've had so many experiences that I now understand what it means.
Mm.
Oh, that's just kind of how Hupomone happened.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, wow. That is so powerful and so pertinent in this time. I think, mental health is getting its moment more so than it did when we were growing up, and rightfully so because the mental health crisis is growing.
Mhm.
And this planner, this product you've created is incredible to help you live it out.
Mhm.
And some of the things that you learned on your own. I mean, it's just such an incredible story. So tell me, when did like the dream download of like, when did you kind of start to put those pieces together versus like a journal, for example?
So going back to the rejections, being rejected from nursing school, I thought after I said yes to like the call social work, not that things would be just like easy, but like things would be a little bit easier because I said
Yeah.
yes. And then over the course of started in 2021, I went to take my state exam and I failed. And
Mm,
I was like, okay, well, we'll just try again. Took it again the next year. I failed by 5 points.
mm.
Took it again the next year, failed by 3 points. Took it again the next year, failed by 1 point.
Oh my word.
Took it again the next year, failed by 2 points. And so at that point, I was like, okay, like, sure, I can try again, but there's clearly something you're trying to tell me. Because at that point, I also thought I had to have that to be successful
Mhm.
and to be wealthy. And he just started making over my mind. He's like, I've given you the power and the tools to make the wealth that you're looking for. it's locked up inside of you. It's everything that you've done on this journey, starting with journaling. And so in piecing that together, I started getting people just randomly asking me, how do you plan your days? How are you so productive? How do you balance out the things in your mind? Like, how do you journal? And the Lord was like, this is it. Like, this is your key. This is your bread and butter. I need you to work with this. So again, did not know how this was going to happen. Like, full transparency, didn't even know how print school was going to happen. I knew that I wanted to do print school because I knew that you were over it and I knew that it would be excellent and it would be successful. But I did not have the funds to do that because I'm not licensed. So I'm not making what the ideal social worker would make licensed. And so, in just processing that, 2023, I ended up getting accepted into an accelerator, a business accelerator, and they helped me refine my idea, start building out the product, all the things. And then at the end of the cohort, I was selected to pitch my idea. And I won first time pitching ever. Did not know what I was doing. Other than the grace of God, like I don't know how it happened. But I pitched and I won third place and I got $3,000. And so from there, the Lord was like, all right, I need you to go to print school. So I took that money and I registered for print school. And while in print school, or prior to starting print school, I actually got accepted into another incubator and got selected to pitch that. So at this point, I'm in this accelerator, but also building this product side by side. So doing like all the research, getting the content. It took me a year to do that. So before there was even like the actual product, I did the research and then I joined print school. And then I got accepted I got selected to pitch again. And I did not advance to the final round. They loved the product, but I did not advance to the final round because I didn't have any products for men. And
Mm.
so even that, just opening my mind to the idea that it goes beyond women. So anyways, all that to say, this planner happened because I said yes, and the doors for funding just opened. And in it opening, we ended up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So walk us through some of the differentiators inside the product that you're like, that kind of make this planner special, who it's for, and what you hope they get out of it.
So the Hupomone Living Planner is for women. I've also found it to be for men because ironically, some men have been buying it and using it simultaneously
I love
with their wives or their girlfriends. But it's a mental wellness weekly planner that honors your mental health, your productivity, and your purpose. That's the long version. The short version, I just see it as like a companion for rest, for
that.
clarity, for purpose that walks with you every single day, every single month, every single week. And if I may, I'll go into just what the planner entails.
Yeah.
So you have just your regular January through February.
Hmm.
But because of my experience with mental health and my own struggles, I also learned that I was not resting and I was not taking care of my soul. So one of the very first tabs is soul care. And
Mm.
that comes with several different plans. So like a grace and grit plan. Yes.
Soul care. I'm right here with you. It's so fun.
So it comes with a grace and grit plan, which is just a cope ahead plan, essentially, helping you prepare for the hard days before they come, so that when they come, because they will come,
Yeah.
when they come, you have something to grab. Another plan in the soul care section is leaning in for 10. So in my journey, I've learned that my people, my community has been my core and
Mm.
I've leaned on them. So if I'm just leaning in for 10 minutes, that 10 minutes can save my life. So I put that plan in place so that you can name those people. And then when you name those people, you come up with a code word that when you're in crisis, you text that person and say, hey, this is a word. I just need you for 10 minutes. Another plan in that section is leaning into you. So it's one thing to lean into them, but after you lean into them, because not everybody has the full capacity to show up for you,
Yeah.
now it's time to lean into yourself and
Yeah.
figure out what you need. And again, that's another plan that just helps you do that.
It's so
Yeah.
beautifully made. And obviously the design is just chef's kiss. I love just aesthetically speaking, the white space, the margins. It feels like a big exhale to look
Yeah.
at these pages and just they're pretty on the eye. It's not overwhelming. It's really, really thoughtful and well done. So loving
Yeah.
it. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think one of the final things in soul care is a date with yourself contract.
Mm.
So intentionally setting a date each month that you're going to meet with yourself and you're going to check in with yourself. And so for me, that's I set a date and I take myself to dinner. I dress up really, really nice. I check into my thoughts, I check into my feelings, and then I give myself flowers and then I get back to whatever life has. But again, that contract is so that you can just be very aware, self-aware of who you are, where you are, and what your needs are. And then you have the mental health section, which is just your regular mental wellness activities. So like checking in on your emotions,
Mhm.
scaling your stress and anxiety. So if, like, where are you feeling this? Okay, is it a one? Is it a three? Is it a whatever? Like if it's high, do we need to go ahead and call the people? Or if it's one, is there something that we can implement to just combat what we're experiencing? And then journaling, because I'm a journaler, and a lot of people want to get into it, but a lot of people find the art of journaling difficult. And
Yeah.
it's really not difficult when you have the right plan. So I put in there several journal entries, journal prompts, I'm sorry, to get people
Yeah.
started. Beginner friendly all the way to very deep, because I'm also a deep person. And I think that it's very important to go into the deep places
Yeah.
so that we can overcome. And then, yeah, you have your January through December. And in each week, there is a review for the previous week. And so
Yeah.
you're assessing what your productivity was like, what your mental health was like.
Mm.
You're going to name a win because keeping gratitude at the forefront, yes, will help you. And then you're just going to label your top three for the week. And
Mhm.
I wanted to do more than top three, but I find that sometimes we stress ourselves out trying to do everything.
Oh
So
yeah.
let's just name these three. And if we knock these three out, then we can move to the next. And then the last thing would be the end of the month. So at the end of the month, you're going to actually go back to each week and you're going to tally up all your ratings for productivity and mental health, and you're going to write that number down to see where you were in total for the month, and then again naming a highlight and win, and then you're going to look ahead for the next month. So answering a journal prompt that I have in there and writing out an affirmation or a prayer for the month, and then moving into the next month.
It's so good, Amber. Oh my gosh. This is one of the most thoughtful products I've ever seen in the market, truly.
Wow.
And I really think like you knocked it out of the park. Like you absolutely knocked it out of the park. There's so much in here. I love the date with you contract. I love just how tender and honest it feels. Just it
Mhm.
feels like each page has its own little hug, its own little,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it really is incredible. So I just want to honor you and just toot your horn. Toot toot. Like this is amazing. You created something so beautiful and I know it wasn't the easiest road getting here, but that with that road you have created something so incredible. And so I just, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening on the podcast, I highly recommend you go and follow Amber and her business and go check out this planner. I know you have a few left for the 2026 year, so get them before they're gone. It's not too late to start. Where do people go to grab one of these?
Yeah, so I'm gonna spell it for you guys
Yeah,
because
spell it out.
the word can be difficult.
I have to
You're gonna
spell her
go,
too all the time because I spelled it wrong, so.
yeah. So you're gonna go to www.HUP as in Paul, OMONE living.com. And just check us out. There's more of that story that I was sharing in the beginning that's on there. There's tons of resources, free resources. If you're not like a planner girly, but you want to just check it out, I've got digital options of just some of the favorite pages in the planner that you can, download, check out. And then obviously, if you want the planner, we'd love to have you. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, guys, go check it out. www.hupomoneliving.com. And this is an incredible planner. It's also an incredible gift to give someone. If you have someone in your life who's going back to college or they're going through a rough season. This can be a beautiful way to bless them, to give them tools and equip them for the road ahead. So think about who in your life you could also gift this to. This would really make for a special product. And it's very minimalistic in terms of design. It's not overly girly or overly, masculine. Obviously, there's a butterfly on the front. But you can always put a sticker on top if you wanted to give it to a man. But I think this is it really is stunning. So congratulations, Amber. I'm so
Thank
proud of you
you.
and so excited for you. And for what's next, do you have a what's next on your heart? I'm sure there's things brewing in the background.
Yeah. Right now, I want to just learn this product. I
Mm.
want to, because I tell people like, there's after you've created the product, there's just so much more to it. And in my mind, I had these like ideas of, okay, let's release the candles, let's release the apparel that everybody's asking for. But it's like, no, I need to focus on this one product,
Yeah.
but also focusing on this one product because this one product continues to open doors. I know this past Friday, I got asked to come lead a brain dump journaling workshop at a university here in Alabama for a staff and their students. So
Mhm.
really just refining this product and being intentional about aligning with the opportunities that are coming from this product. So yeah.
Incredible. Oh, so good. So good. I mean, I know God's going to open so many doors because it's one thing to go out and to be encouraging or to share a story or, give a TED talk or whatever. But this is actually giving tools for people to
Hmm.
get real. Because so often we'll hear things, even like a sermon on Sunday. It's like, oh, that's great. But like, what do I do now? Like,
Hmm.
but what do I do? Like, how is it tactical, practical? Like I'm just obsessed with that. And this is tactical and practical. And it's something that, you can just do a little bit by bit and have so much blessing from it. So incredible. Thanks for coming on the show and sharing. What do you have a social media account they can also come find you at?
Yes, Instagram at Amber N Underwood. Don't forget the N in the middle because a lot of
Okay.
people forget that. But yeah,
Perfect. We will put all the links below the podcast and also below the YouTube video. But thank you so much for coming on the show. It has been a pleasure.
thank you.